everybody. Welcome back to our weekly YouTube Live that is all about WPPI 2024. I cannot wait for today's show because we have a couple of legends that I know that you are going to be so excited to hear from. We've got Jerry and Melissa Ghionis on today, and I'm going to be picking their brains, and I know that you are so excited about it, and that's why many of you are here. But before we get going, let's start building that community right now. And in the chat, let us know where you're from. It's so fun. I think the internet is so cool. Yes, I still think it's cool. Maybe that just dated myself, but to see where everyone is from, to start building that WPPI community that we all love right here, right now. And I'm going to go over to the chat and see. We got people from Miami, Arizona, much more sunny than here in Seattle. We got people here from Massachusetts, Nashville. Love that. So as you're coming on, please let us know where you're from. If you're new here, my name is Elena S. Blair, and I am a lifestyle, family, and newborn photographer based out of Seattle, Washington. I have been speaking or attending WPPI since 2012. I am a lifer. Only missing 1 year in there during the COVID situation that we had. So I have such an affinity for this conference, and this is why I show up here every week to help you really understand how amazing it is and to get you super excited to join us this year, because I tell you, 2024 is going to be the best yet. So I'm going to go back over and see where people are from. I'm just letting people kind of come in. Oh, we got someone in here from Brazil now. Fun. Someone says it's been raining for the past few days wherever they are in Arizona. Oh my gosh, really? Well, that makes me feel a little better seeing as we're living in a waterfall here in Seattle. So today we are going to kind of talk about what I think are the fun parts of WPPI. I mean, everything is amazing, but we're going to really dive into the networking and really the celebrations that we have at WPPI. So I want to give you a little more details about those things. And like I said, we have Melissa and Jerry Ghionis, legends in our industry. You do not want to miss. So stay on and make sure that you hear their entire interview. You are going to really get some great nuggets that are going to make you super excited about WPPI this year. Now, of course, as usual, because it would not be a WPPI live if we weren't doing a ton of giveaways. So I will be giving away prizes throughout. We will be giving away several free conference passes and one premium pass. So in the comments, I want you to tell me what you're excited about for WPPI this year and use the hashtag WPPI 2024. I will be giving out those prizes to those who comment at the end of our broadcast. And don't you worry, our support team will get in touch with you and we will let you know how to retrieve that prize. And as a really big thank you for showing up and attending these lives here with me, it makes me really happy because if you know anything about me, community over competition is a business model for me. And so this is just a way to build this global community that we have that is around WPPI. So thank you so much for being here. So as a thank you, for the next 24 hours, you can get a showroom pass for free for $0, or you can get a full conference pass for just $99. And so if you want the show fast for free, you use the code, and it's up on the screen now, WPPI Expo 24. And if you'd like to receive the full conference pass for $99, which I think that's what you should do, you definitely want to be able to see our speakers, use the code WPPI FCF 99. Thank you so much for joining us today. Like I said, it's really important for me to give this thank you gift, and I'm so excited to see so many of you at the conference. So another thing that I want to remind you is that one of the biggest perks, one of the best parts of WPPI is staying at the Mirage. The Mirage is, or just in general, Vegas has such high energy, right? And sometimes even just walking around one hotel, your feet get tired. So my recommendation would be stay right where the conference is. That way you can get to and from your events that you have signed up for right away. Or if you change your mind, what speakers you want to see, you're right there where the action is. But I will tell you that some of the best and most meaningful lifelong connections I have made right there in the lobby. One of my really good friends, Christina Weichel, which some of you probably know from Portrait Masters, she and I met literally passing each other in the hallway in the lobby, and we ended up having drinks together, staying up way too late, and she's now one of my best friends. That's because I was staying at the Mirage. I was on my way back to my room. Christina and I ran into each other. The rest is history. You really can't put value on what it means to stay there. And also, they are giving 50% off at some of the restaurants in the Mirage for WPPI attendees, which is huge because you do got to eat. And you get a special discounted rate if you when you tell them that you are a WPPI attendee. And also, if you book your hotel before February 9th, you're going to be entered to win a suite upgrade, which is pretty cool. So I really think, I'm going to say it one more time, that you should stay at the Mirage. All right, so here are some of the details. If you don't already know, WPPI, the best show in the industry, the best conference in the industry, is hitting the Mirage in Las Vegas from March 3rd through 7th. We have 66 mind-blowing speakers. I really do know, as a speaker myself and having been at many, many conferences, that WPPI does the due diligence to make sure that they have the best of the best. The legends of our industry are all going to be there. Like I have said before, there is one day of summits, and that happens on Monday. And a summit is where you can have focused learning on a particular topic, and our topics are the big ones. So we have focused learning on lighting, wedding, or you can join the Spanish language summit. Now, you do have to choose one if you're going to join a summit, and that is on Monday. So that would be the Monday before the whole conference. You can kind of make it a whole package deal. The show floor is one of the most incredible parts of the conference. There are 80 plus exhibitors. If you've never been to a big conference and this is your first one, by the way, if this is your first one, let us know in the comments. Friends are going to hop in there and start talking to you about how great this is going to be. I know it can be a little bit nerve-wracking when it's your first one, but if you've never been to a conference, there's what we call a show floor, an expo floor. Lots of different words are used. And the show floor is where all of the exhibitors come and they have booths that you can go and try out the equipment, meet the people behind the businesses that you use, meet the people behind the labs that you use, try out a new album company, try out a new prop, try out a new backdrop. You name it, they're all there. We've got Canon, Fujifilm, Nikon, Sony, Adobe, Tamron, B&H, Profoto, Adorama, Aperture, Sigma, Graphy Studios, Photo Flash Drive, Capture One, so many more. I cannot possibly name them all. So if you go to our website right now, you are able to get a map and a list of the exhibitors. And I promise you, the companies that you work with, they're probably there. But the best part is that you're also going to get to know other companies, other software. Maybe you're thinking about using AI for editing. We've got Imagine AI there. It's a really great opportunity. So the other thing that I want to talk about now, another really important part of WPPI, are the photo walks. I would say that the photo walks are probably really one of the favorites, the crowd favorites at WPPI, and there are more than 80. And what these are they're more of an intimate learning experience, kind of a small workshop learning experience. I think we max out at 20 students per photo walk. And photo walk is just how we describe it. It's really because it's kind of a moving workshop per se, but some of them you aren't really walking. Some of them there's a backdrop and they are explaining what it is that they're teaching. So it's just different depending on the topic. They are selling out. Like I predicted, I said, these are going to sell out. I wasn't lying. They are starting to sell out. There are 30 that are half full. More than 10 have already sold out. So you want to go in right now and pick the photo walks of your choosing, because when they sell out, that's it. And there's nothing we can do about it. So go in and do that right now. It is going to be the best year yet. I can say without a shadow of a doubt that every year we learn from the last year. We know what works, we know what didn't work, and we make WPPI even better. So you definitely want to get in there and start building your schedule now. All right, let's talk about more of the fun, networking, memory making, finding your next best friend part of WPPI. I really think that anyone that you talk to who loves this conference is going to tell you that while you're going to learn invaluable things for your art and your business, the most valuable part of being at a conference like this is meeting your friends in real life. Let's face it, a lot of us are working online and we do know people from social media or forums or classes that we've taken. You can actually meet your friends in real life now. You're going to be able to make connections, collaborations. You are also just going to be able to let loose and actually, it's almost like a company party, right? We work alone, a lot of us, and this is that one time a year. I like to say it's like summer camp for photographers, sleepaway camp, where you can get with these people that are going to lift you up, community over competition. It is essential for your business, for you to have peers, for you to have people in your corner. And that is going to happen at WPPI. I think that that is why I have such an affinity for it. I have met some of my best friends at WPPI. I made some of the most important connections of my career where I ended up speaking at other conferences as well, where I ended up speaking on other platforms, teaching on other platforms. This is where I made my connection with my Canon company, or my camera company, Canon. Sorry, I'm losing my words. That all happened at WPPI. So you will no doubt meet people that are going to change your life at this conference. All right, so let me just give a little bit of, again, a reminder of what is included in the full conference pass. So you get, this is what I want. You were talking about the parties tonight. You get 4 parties with that pass. Every single night, there is going to be an awesome party. So there's going to be the welcome reception, which is going to kind of set the tone of the show. It's when people are still feeling a little nervous, but don't you worry, they let loose really quickly. This is where you're going to meet your fellow attendees. And if you haven't, when you get there, you'll get to pick up a little ribbon that you will tape to your badge that will let you know if you are in your first year, if you are an experienced member. It's actually kind of cool to see that ribbon on everyone's badge. So then you can kind of reach out to those newer members. That's what I always do, because I remember what it was like my first year. And then there is the opening night party at Club Capri. This is a private party. It is sponsored by Fujifilm. The parties last year were bonkers, so I can't even begin to imagine what this is going to be like. It really is going to be such an amazing way to end that first night, to party, to stay up late, to unleash all that energy that you have on the dance floor, really to act like a kid in an adult setting. It's the best. Great music, socializing. If you're into having a couple drinks, this is where that's going to happen. Next, we are going to have on the 3rd night, I believe, the Glitzy Icon Awards ceremony and reception. And this is amazing because we have Jerry and Melissa who have started the Icon Awards. They're going to tell us a little bit about that today. But that is on Tuesday, March 5th. And this is where we celebrate the winners of the International Icon Award. It's kind of like our own little Oscars, if you will. And this is really celebrating the power of print and really elevates our industry, really legitimizes and elevates our industry. It's a really cool thing to attend. So we're going to discuss this program and a little bit more about the Icon Awards in a moment. So stay tuned. And then, of course, there is the grand finale, the wrap party. This is sponsored by Smug Mug. The theme is going to be 80s. I was born in the 80s, so this is exciting. And also, come on, it's not hard to dress in an 80s costume. So it's going to be super fun. So get those costumes ready. People go all out for the costume parties. We're photographers. We know how to party. We know how to dress up. It's going to be so much fun. Now, other thing that I want to remind you is if you're one of those that never wants the party to stop, which is me, I'm always the last one standing, we also have 5 nights of after hours parties. So you will be able to take your badge to some of the clubs in Las Vegas and be able to enter these clubs that usually have really high covers for free. So on Sunday, we've got Marquee. Monday, we've got Jewel Nightclub. Tuesday, we've got Omnia. Wednesday, we've got Marquee again. Thursday, we have Hakkasan, which is like one of the most hardest clubs to get into in Vegas, or at least it used to be. Friday, we have Tao. Free entrance until 1 a.m. with your WPPI badge. So you really can't beat it. You are not only going to get top-notch education with your full conference pass, but then you're going to get these opportunities to party and network. And I will say that my contact at Canon that I, just value so very much because I'm such a Canon user for my entire career, I met at a party. So at WPPI. So you really just don't know where these connections are going to happen, and why not have fun while you're doing it, right? All right. So before we get into some more of the events of the show, I want to bring our guests into the conversation because they are going to tell us about these Icon Awards. So unless you've been living under a rock, and I've been in the industry for 14 years, and I know that they were already legends when I entered, we have Jerry and Melissa Ghionis. Jerry is a Nikon ambassador, one of our industry's top educators. Truly, I've seen him speak at WPPI before. So impressive. He is WPPI's most awarded photographer and first Grandmaster. Yes, sir. Over 3 decades in our industry. And he's known for his posing, lighting, storytelling, and versatility. And of course, mastering multiple genres. And then we have Melissa Ghionis, who has also so many years of experience. I feel like when I meet photographers that have more than 20 years experience, it just reminds me how solid our industry is. I think there's, the internet can be toxic and we can forget, but over 20 years experience for Melissa. She's run a successful award-winning studio in Boston for over a decade. She currently manages two high-end studios in Melbourne, Las Vegas, and Nevada. Also impressive. Like, how in the world are you managing studios all over the world? I would love to pick your brain about that. She is the co-founder of a nonprofit called the Soul Society, which has the purpose of caring for poor, homeless, and orphan children in third world countries. Those are just a few of the impressive things that these two have done. Welcome, Jerry and Melissa. I'm so excited to pick your brain today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your obviously insanely busy schedule to be here.
Hey, thank you for having us. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm serious. When you got your names have been circulating in our industry for so long, and it's so fun to actually get to chat with you. And I've met you both at WPPI, and I think that for those of you that are new to our conference as well, when you're there, the speakers want to meet you. They're there and they want to chat. So don't be afraid to go up to Jerry and Melissa. So why don't you tell us what is your like? How did your relationship start with WPPI? And you guys can each. I would love to hear from both of you about that.
You first, baby.
Well, mine is probably not quite as well, maybe. I don't I actually am curious to know when you started going to WPPI too, Jerry. I've been going I should actually go back and look at it, but pretty much since nearly the beginning of my career. It was just a lot of the photographer. I'd get together with the photographers in my community out in Boston and then would hear about, where do you go to meet people outside of this area, and heard about WPPI, and it was incredibly overwhelming. First time I went there,
Yeah.
just seeing talent from all over the world and listening to every seminar and wanting to go to every single seminar. And it was just amazing. And I got hooked, and I've been to every single one ever since. I don't think I've ever missed a year. It's been incredible. So it changed my career for sure. I met Jerry way before we were married. Met Jerry when he came to do a seminar in Boston, and then I just stalked him at WPPI every year after that because I just wanted to learn everything. So all of my photography idols that I had been following online and looking at their websites and just trying to soak in everything, I met at WPPI and got to know them, and it totally changed my career, changed how I shoot. And then the biggest thing though for me, Elena, was like what you said before. Like, this is such a solitary business,
Yeah.
especially if you work for yourself. And people go to work 9 to 5 every day, and they have their coworkers, and they,
Yeah.
chat with them, and they get to have some human interaction. Whereas with us, often most of us don't get to have that human interaction every day, and so it gets a little bit lonely. And so being able to be in one space where everyone is doing the same thing as you, going through the same challenges as you, feeling the same frustrations as you, and just having somebody to talk to like that is pretty special. And so it has been a big part of our lives now together ever since. And I just can't imagine life without going to the convention every year.
Yeah, perfect. Did you meet at WPPI, the two of you? Like, oh no, you met in Boston first, you said.
Yeah, we met
Yeah.
there first, and then, Jerry's a legend and always has been. He was my photography idol, like, immediately, and I was like, I need to soak in everything I can.
Okay.
And so I would just try to find out everywhere that he was speaking, and he would be at WPPI every year. And so I would go and I would be in the front row of his seminar and be like, I'm here to learn. And so I didn't meet him there, but I definitely learned a lot from there. And then I went to his workshops and stuff after that, and that's how I really got to know him. But it was, yeah, it's funny. And then we became friends over the years, and now we're more than friends.
I love that. What about you, Jerry? Tell me how you started. I mean, and you've been going forever, so tell us about that.
No, thank you. It's funny because I was introduced to WPPI. I think it was like late 90s. Like, I heard about this convention that happens, in Vegas. And for me, growing up in Melbourne, Australia, just America in general, like, it's been popularized in movies and TV shows. And so I was sort of enamored with the whole sort of culture. And then I heard about this convention, WPPI, and happens every year in Vegas. And my first, I guess, introduction to it was I entered the competition, I think in 2002. I think it was my first entry into the competition. And then, we did very well, whatever. And then the following year I came. So I think actually this is my 20th anniversary to WPPI. So this year will mark
Oh,
my
wow.
20th year in a row going. And,
Cool.
the friendships that you make, the what you learn, just rubbing shoulders with the best in the industry just makes you better. You play better when you play someone better. It's as simple as that. And, for me, I love everything. I mean, we're very much people. I often collect hugs. I'll be on the awards night and I'll actually say how many people I've hugged, and literally half the people will stand up and all that kind of thing. But meeting people, making friends, and learning from people, even going to the trade show and being able to not always see products and services on the internet, be able to actually touch and
Yeah.
feel the products and meet the owners and meet the engineers of these different companies, and then just stumbling across a conference or a class that you think, oh, this might be good, and then all of a sudden you get this particular gem that could increase your revenue by 20, 30%. And then you rub shoulders with someone just walking down the corridor, and you have a conversation that was supposed to be 5 minutes and it lasts 2 hours. And again, you learn these incredible things. And then you realize that, as Melissa said, everyone has the same struggles. We have similar challenges and successes, and you share that. And when you grow up in an industry like that, you simply want everyone else to grow up the same way as you. And that's why people have asked Melissa and I for years, why are you guys so passionate about WPPI and the community? Well, we grew up this way. We just want to help people grow up the same way. Why wouldn't we? So
Yeah.
we love it. It's our staple. In Australia too, we would have to book out 2 weekends worth of weddings and sacrifice the revenue of 2 weekends and pay to fly all the way across the states to do this. But the energy that it gives you and the life-changing, like, things that you basically learn to implement in your business is you can't quantify. So it's just a staple. It's every year we'll go 100%.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I feel absolutely the same way. And I think that's this is a common theme. Anyone that you talk to feels the same way. It's like you go once and that's it. You're not going to miss that opportunity for connection, for growth, all of that. So what I want you two to talk about, because you have such an intimate involvement with it, is the print competition in general, and then also Icon Awards. I know that I really didn't understand the importance of the print competition until going to WPPI. So maybe giving our viewers, those that really are not even have never even heard that word before. People are, I think we're becoming so digital that everyone's thinking of just like you can win awards online, but explaining to them the high value of that print comp. And then also the Icon Awards, because you launched the Icon Awards, which we're having a whole party for that. So please tell us a little bit about those things.
Maybe do you want to talk about print and then I can talk about how we've evolved it a bit?
You're so cute.
Yeah, I'll
Baby.
well, I'll talk about it as an entrant and what it did for me. So when I entered that first year, for me, it was like, well, I have no idea where I'm at in the industry. Not that it really was like, I want to see how good I am. It wasn't about that. It was like, well, it's important to understand growth. If you have no benchmark or no measure of where you are, then you don't know what to aspire to. You don't know if you should be working harder, smarter, whatever it may be. So to put yourself, which is very tough, by the way, we don't underestimate like putting your heart on your sleeve and saying, well, hey, let me get fellow peers to judge my work. But then when you start realizing, the feedback that you get, and if you do win a silver, or if you do win a category, if you do win a grand, those little things can make a massive difference. We've seen people and we've heard people say, like, one silver award gave me the confidence to do this, that, or whatever, and then grow my business exponentially. For me, WPPI was always my creative benchmark. In other words, if I entered other competitions around the world, WPPI was and always will be, in what we are doing with Icon. It's Wimbledon. Every tennis player in the world wants to win the Grand Slam, let alone Wimbledon. And so the idea of being able to play in that environment, for me, I would set a benchmark and say, all right, well, WPPI is on this date. The entry deadline is this date. Therefore, I have to create something unique, something special. And I would not have created these albums and images that I've done over the years without that creative deadline. And I look back at the work, and often when I do my workshops, I'll often look at these milestone albums and images that I've done, and I'm like, if you know what, if I didn't have that, who knows the ripple effect of me not producing those albums and that work. So not only do you do it for yourself, you get into a position where you're actually doing it for others. You're affecting the community in a positive way. And then, if you do like the fact that you're sharing your work, I mean, it gets shared by WPPI. It gets shared
Yeah.
in various platforms on the internet, in award galleries. So I became known very quickly, partly due to WPPI and the success that I've had there over the years. So for me, it's always been a staple, and I always call it the soul of the convention. The trade show is amazing, the conference is amazing, but the competition for those who've invested in it, it is the soul. There's no doubt in my mind. So I'll let Melissa talk about Icon and other stuff, but yeah, for me, that's the way I feel
And
about it.
just following up on that, because, it's amazing if you've invested in it and you've entered your work and you're getting that feedback. That's a tremendous learning experience. But I'd also like to talk about it from the perspective of someone who hasn't entered at all.
Mhm.
So for many years I would not even plan anything else throughout the week except for those 2 days of competition. And this is before I was at all involved in it, because sitting in those rooms for
Yeah.
2 days and hearing the feedback from the judges on work that was not mine was probably some of the best education I've ever received, because I would see these images come up and the judges are looking at the same thing for the very first time. And I'd be like, oh, wow, like that's an amazing portrait. Like I would die if I was able to take that portrait. It's beautiful. And then listening to the judges and then just refining certain things and seeing how they might have done something different. And it made me realize how much I had missed. I saw the same exact image, but I just hadn't looked at it in that way. And it changed the way I shoot. So then I would go back and I would do a portrait session. I would remember what I heard in that judging room. And then I would refine the pose a little bit, and I would move an arm or move a leg or change the lighting a little bit based on what I had heard at print competition, things that I never would have dreamt of, nor could I have learned any other
Yeah.
way. And
Totally.
it's you have such a wide range of images that you're looking at throughout the day. We have 22 different categories right now. So everything from maternity to newborn to wedding to engagement sessions to commercial work, so many different things. And even if it was genres that I was not shooting, the stuff that I would learn from lighting, you just get such a range of everything throughout the day. So even if you haven't entered, just come by and sit in the room for a little while. And I'm telling you, the gems that you will pick up from these people that have been in the industry for so long and are so skilled at what they do is really, really priceless. Anyone can come. You don't even need a full conference pass. So WPPI, thank you, WPPI, has made it possible so that anyone, even with just an expo pass, a trade show pass, can come and watch the competition, live judging on March 3 and 4. It's going to be all day long. We're going to have all the categories. It's really, really priceless. It's absolutely amazing. So now Jerry and I have taken on the competition. We've created the Icon Awards. And to give you an idea of what to expect this year, if you go, on March 3 and 4, we've already done an online competition where photographers have submitted their work in all these different genres. And what we've done, they've already been scored. And what we've done is we've taken the top 10 of each category, the top 10 scoring entries of each category, and have invited them to enter the print competition, which is happening at the convention. And it's top 10 and equal 10, because let's say, you have scores the top 10 categories from like 85 to 95. If there's a whole bunch of entries that scored in 85, then all of the 85s get in. You know what I mean? So sometimes there might be some categories that have a few more than 10. But those prints will all come to the convention, and they will be put in front of the judges one at a time in all the different categories. And the judges are going to have a conversation about each one. Remember, they've already been scored, so there's already a score to it, but the judges are going to have a conversation about every single one of them. At the end of that, the judges are then going to determine on their own who they believe which print should get first place, second place, and third place. And we'll go through that throughout the day. And the conversations alone, this will be the first time that we're able to have more in-depth conversations than even normal. So the
Wow.
education is going to be even better than what it has been in past years because we now have the time to get more into the nitty-gritty of the different aspects and different suggestions and tips and feedback. So it's really going to be absolutely awesome. We're super excited about it, and we have great space for it. And I really hope that everyone gets a chance to come by and take a look at it and enjoy it.
Perfect. That was the perfect description. And what you said about, the getting a benefit from attending, even if you don't submit something, is so important to hear. So I'm glad that you heard that. Also, the energy in there is just so high, and it's like so exciting. Another thing, if you one day do have the courage to submit, I know a lot of people are looking for validation, and this is where you get that validation. To
Yeah.
get and there's you don't have anything to lose to be part of something like this,
You
for
don't.
sure.
And, a lot of times I'll have photographers that come to me and say, I'm just really intimidated about entering, which I totally understand. It is, I'll say this, if you've been entering for 1 year or you've been entering for 20 years, you still get the butterflies in your stomach.
Yeah.
You still get the sweaty palms as your prints come up. That's never going to change. So I completely understand why anyone feels that anxiety about putting their work out there. But the feedback that you get is so powerful. And if it's an intimidating process to enter, looking at the rules, what's required, all that stuff, all I would suggest is Jerry and I are here to help. That is our job. Literally, this is why we've created this. So if you're on the website and you have questions, there's a little chat box that comes directly to us. And you can ask us anything. If it's about the rules, if it's about the process, if it's anything, whatever it is, you can reach us and we are actually happy to help. We want you to
So
go
cool.
through this process. We want to make it as easy as possible. There's no judgment for whatever the question is. As basic as you think it is, I promise you it's not. Like every question is legitimate. So whatever it takes to make it as easy as possible for everyone to enjoy the process, that's what I want to make sure happens.
And it's not too late to submit? When is the
So
deadline?
right now, the deadline is passed for the online competition. So
Okay.
what we have coming up are all of the finalists. So they have already been invited. That deadline's not over, but you would have already been notified that you're
Okay.
eligible to enter the print competition. So
Okay.
for anyone that hasn't entered and didn't enter earlier in the year, just come by and soak in the experience. Come see what it's all about. Just
Mhm.
learn. You can walk in and out of the room as much
Yeah.
as you want. It's a dark room, so you can sneak in, you can sneak out as much as you
Yes.
want, and you can pop in and out as often as you want. It's just a great, easy environment for you to learn in.
I usually make it a point to grab a coffee one or two different times during print comp and just slip in. And it's almost like being at an auctioneer. I feel like there's just like so much going on and it's so serious. And I think, again, even if you aren't entering your own, it's so validating as an industry for our industry to have something like this that is so official. And really you do, like, I think I love what you said. You learn, I mean, you'll see this photo that you're like, this is the most perfect portrait I've ever seen of a human. And then there's all of these little nuances that this expert is telling you could have made it better. And you don't forget that. You go home and you think, I'm going to try that. I might implement that. Or I would have never thought that that lighting could have been even more flattering. And it's so valuable. So thank you for bringing that part in because it's so important.
So a couple more things that we're
Yeah,
that we're doing
please.
as well. During the trade show, we have a booth during the trade show that's running the whole entire 3 days, and then we've also got the winners gallery right next to us, and we're doing critiques. Any images that made a 79 or under that didn't get awarded, we're going to cherry pick those images that have teachable moments, and we're going to represent each category throughout the actual 3 days. So, and then there'll be different experts that we all know and we all love, and you'll basically see them and hear them talk about those images, which is going to be a fantastic learning experience. So, for those who don't really know the cycle of the way it works, the initial beginning of this cycle. So, if you want to enter the competition, you it'll be like end of July, early August is when you enter digitally in one of 22 categories. And then you get awarded. So whether you get a silver distinction, gold distinction, whatever you get. So you get downloadable certificates and digital emblems that you can put on digitally. You get your Honors of Excellence accreditation points that can earn you anything from an associate master all the way to grandmaster and beyond. And then also what we're doing is we're actually going to be producing a physical book of the winners. That is currently being designed by Love Edits and going to be produced and printed by Graphy Studio. And with any luck, we will have them pre-ordered and hopefully have some to, give to the buyers at WPPI. So you can collect the first of its kind, the Book of Winners. And then, as Melissa said, you get qualified to actually enter the finals. And the good thing is that, like, back in my day, so to speak, and not so long ago, it would cost so much money to actually enter 10, 15, 20 images to get them printed, mounted, matted, shipped from different countries all over the world. Now you can get your awards, you can get your accreditation. And when I say if it's worth it to you, as in if you're in the top 10, chances are you've got a really good chance of winning a first, second, third, or grand. Grand Award winners, we're getting $1,000 certificate from ProCam camera stores. We've got prizes for the first, second, and third places. And Profoto are even giving $10,000 worth of gear, believe it or not, to the best use of light, called the Luminance Award. And it's like there's so many things that we're doing where we're trying to add value. And certainly we strongly encourage you to physically attend. If you can't quite make it for budget reasons, or maybe you're overseas, then we will be broadcasting this live for the very first time. So that's going to be very exciting. So live judging, the awards ceremony, and the critiques will all be live. So if you can't come in personally, which we strongly encourage that be the priority for that tribal learning, please see us online. It'd be great.
Can we talk a little bit about the award ceremony? Because we have some exciting news about that.
Yeah, please do. Yes. Please do.
That is happening on Tuesday evening. And I know you had the list of all the parties happening throughout the weekend.
So many parties. Yeah, so many parties. Yeah.
So here's the exciting thing, because the award ceremony happens every year. And for anyone who's gone, you've seen how awesome it is because you get inspired and it's really fun. And, it does feel like the Oscars.
Yeah.
But we have a little extra something this year too. So we'll have the award ceremony, and even if you didn't enter, just come, because you'll get to see the best of the best, and you'll see what scored, what won first place, and it's super exciting. It's just a lot of fun. You'll also get to celebrate everyone who got their associates, their master's title. So the whole process is just a lot of fun and very celebratory anyways.
Yes.
Normally after the award ceremony, then that's it for the night and everyone has fun, and then we meet up at the bar. This year, we were like, I think instead of everyone just making their own way to the different bars, let's keep the party inside, and we're going to actually have a proper after party after the award ceremony.
Yes.
So you have to make sure that you go. I don't know if we want to talk about, Jerry, what's there, but we have some really fun, exciting entertainment that you will not be disappointed.
Well, let me tease it a little bit.
Okay.
So first of all, Nikon are proudly supporting the ceremony, and Lead Savage will be proudly supporting and sponsoring the after party. So we want to thank those guys. With any luck, let's just say that we're trying to get our favorite singer and band that we know locally here that I've photographed that have a residency here. We're hoping to secure them as the after entertainment, and the specific performer I'm talking about, any luck we can make this happen is so incredible. You would pay good money to see this person in a concert, so to speak. But if we can make, which we have, if we can make it happen, which we're going to be trying to, it'd be worth coming just for that reason, because she and her band are so incredible. So yes, we're going to make that happen.
And so to be clear, this party that they're talking about is included with your full conference pass. So this is when you buy a full conference pass, which you can get for $99 today, you get to come to all of the parties, which is amazing.
Well,
Live entertainment is going to make it so much. And I think what you just said too, the fact that we're just going to stay there, because you're right, afterward we sort of disperse, and then it's like you're texting everyone, what part are you going to do? Whose suite are you going to be in? Whatever. This will be so nice for it to be all in
yeah.
one place like that. What a cool addition.
Well,
And
just to correct you there,
oh, yeah, I
it's
could be
actually
wrong.
free with a trade show pass. So
Ew,
only
even the trade show pass. Okay.
The award
yes,
ceremony, yes. Yep.
yes.
Amazing. Okay,
So
good. I'm glad you
we've
corrected me.
In the
we've
That's
party.
talked to
free then. You can go for free today. We're
Yeah, yeah,
giving
yeah,
trade show passes
exactly.
away for free. You have
yep.
zero excuse right now. For $0, you get all of this value.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Wow.
definitely going to be awesome night.
Yeah. Sorry that I got that confused. That's amazing. That's
No,
so
no,
cool.
we just want to make it clear. So the good thing is with the trade show pass, in terms of icon, if you want your icon fill, you can attend the 2 days of judging for free, based upon that trade show pass. Obviously, the trade show itself, you can look at all the exhibitors. On our stand, we'll have the live critiques, and then of course the awards night ceremony, and then the after party. So
That's cool.
even for nothing, and if you can make your way here and you've got a couple of days to spend here, then it'll be fantastic. Now, certainly, the value is the full experience. I always tell people, if you want the absolute full experience, you fly in March the 2nd, you fly out March the 8th, you attend some of the judging, you attend some of the portrait masters, you attend some conferences, you do some photo walks, you go to the trade show, you go to the parties. If you want to inhale the energy and have that literally last you for the next year, which is
Yeah.
happens to us, it gives you that beauty and energy. That's what you want to do. That's what you
You
want to
can
do.
kind of craft your ideal experience when you do that as well. So,
Yeah.
like, if you do get the platinum pass, for example, I think some people maybe are a little confused about what is extra with that, because it's $100 extra. You get, we were just talking about this value of image critiques, for example, about seeing other people's, but you can actually, without entering an award, if you get that platinum pass, you get to come in and do enter or bring in your work to get some one-on-one critique from other industry experts, and that is just invaluable right there. And we just talked about what that is like from an award standpoint, but you actually can have your own work, no matter what level you're at, be evaluated, which is you will never, your mom and your best friend, they always are going to tell you you're good. Even your best friend that's a photographer, you sometimes need another pair of eyes on your work to give you that piece of critique that is going to push you to the next level. So that in and of itself is worth the extra $100, in my opinion, to get that platinum pass. But you also get a private cocktail party with the speakers, which again, we want to talk to everybody. I know I do. I know how you two are. Jerry said he gives hugs away. I'm the same. But there's a lot of people. So it's really nice for these smaller, intimate, environments for you to really get that FaceTime with your favorite instructors, the instructors that maybe you saw in a bigger, speaking environment, one of the bigger classes. So you get that. And then you also do get the opportunity to have one-on-one mentor sessions as well. So like Jerry said, you can get a lot for the $0 pass. Trust me, we're like giving away the whole farm here. But I mean, the value of having the opportunity to get these extra, one-on-one touch times, plus the FaceTime at these different parties, it really is worth it. I mean, you guys have put so much, explained how important critique is. And so that is really, really, really something that I want everyone to consider. Anything else that you two would like to just bring in about the Icon Awards before we move forward? I know I want to talk a little bit about the Portrait Master part, and you have definitely been a big part of the Portrait Masters, both of you. So I'm going to talk about that portion of the conference, but anything else about the Icon Awards before I move over to that?
I would just want to say that, when Jerry and I created the Icon Awards last year, our number one goal was full transparency, because I think over the years we've seen people have so many questions about print competition and competition at the WPPI convention, and a lot of mystery about how things are done. And so when we first decided to move forward with this, we said that we wanted to make sure we had 100% transparency. And this is how we have operated this entire time. So I would just say that if anyone has any questions, please don't be shy. Like there's absolutely no reason to not come. We invite it. We invite you to have all your questions. Let us know what you're your questions are, what your concerns are. Let us help demystify anything for you. If you're not sure what the value is, let us know. Like, talk to us.
Yeah.
Like, we're happy to talk to everybody. We just want, it's been such a valuable experience, both for us personally and also professionally as photographers, that we just want to make sure that everyone has access to that same kind of experience and that type of learning. So I don't want it to be intimidating. I don't want anyone to have questions about it. So please don't be shy about it. Please know that we are an open book and happy to help you with any questions or concerns. So please don't be shy about that.
Thank you for saying that. You guys are awesome. And, the Portrait Master Conference used to be a separate entity. It's now part of WPPI, essentially. You have to pay more, but it's totally worth it. And I just want to bring in some of the fun parts of the Portrait Masters that are included with that pass. I know that you've heard me talk about all of the, the photo walks and the playgrounds and all of that kind of stuff, but there is a Portrait Masters Award celebration that you will get entry to if you pay for the Portrait Master upgrade. We also have a silent disco at the Portrait Master Conference. If you've ever been to a silent disco, the first time I ever went to one was at the Portrait Masters. You have dueling DJs and everyone has on headsets and you can choose A or B. And so you were dancing with somebody and the two of you could be dancing to totally different music. It's such a riot. It's so much fun. I couldn't believe how much fun it was, actually. And I think that there's a component to it as well. There's people who are very overstimulated, but they still want to go to the party. Well, this is the perfect opportunity for that. And then last but not least, you get a karaoke party on the last night of the Portrait Master. And I know that Jerry's been known to bring down the house at the karaoke parties. Do you have your song picked out for this year?
You know what? I take requests, and anyone who bids the highest, which will
Nice.
donate to our charity, I'll sing that song. So,
Amazing. So there's a lot to take in when we are talking about all of the opportunities for socializing, networking, and education at this conference. I know that. So like Melissa just said, if you have questions, we're all here to answer them the best we can. Email info@WPPI events. They'll help you. And I think that Jerry said it perfectly. The best thing to do, it's 1 week out of your year, is to take advantage of the entire, all of the things that you can in that week and craft your ideal schedule. Pick the seminars that you want to see. Do something that's weird. Do something you've never even thought of before. Definitely encourage that. If this print comp is giving you butterflies and making you uncomfortable, good. You should definitely pop in and watch other people get critiqued so that you're inspired to enter your own work. If you are a little afraid of critique, good. That's a good sign. Get in there and have your work critiqued in that one-on-one critique. You will have a light bulb moment. I know anytime I have my portfolio or work critiqued, I have to lick my wounds a little bit, pull my big girl pants on, and then I make big changes. I know that you will too. I really just want to encourage you to try and attend as much of this as you can because it will change your life. It looks like there aren't any questions right now. I just, you two are rays of light. I cannot wait to hang out with you this year. It's going to be so much fun. Thank you for bringing the Icon Awards to us and for all of the passion that you infuse in this industry. It does not go unnoticed. So thank you so much for being here. I think I'll let you go and just give a few more little details and then we can let everyone get back to their day.
Thank you so much for having us. This is so much fun. And we were already excited about WPPI because that's coming up. But this made me even more excited just to see everybody and connect with everyone and hug everyone. So I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Thank
Excited
you.
is an understatement.
Thank you so much also for the opportunity. It's funny because I know that you guys are working hard on the convention itself, and obviously, you're doing what you're doing to make it a good experience for everyone else as well. And for us, because we're working hard behind the scenes, like Melissa said, it's fun that we're bringing the reality of the event to people right now because it sort of reminds us that yes, you know what, there's a lot of hard work that goes behind it for these 3, 4, 5, 6 days or whatever it is,
Yeah.
but it'll be worth it because it reminds us how life-changing it's been for us. And as we said, you want to help and do it the same for everybody else. So thanks for the opportunity, and we can't wait to connect properly in person.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it was fun to talk about today to really focus on the social aspects of WPPI because I think that is one of the most important parts. We've all said it. You kind of you two have each other, but essentially, we're working in very small teams. We're behind our computer. for the most part. We wish we were doing more shooting probably than we are. You know, being a photographer, there's a lot of admin work involved and a lot of the behind the computer. And this is where you find your people. This is where you have peers. This is where you have that community behind you. And you can look into it. There are studies. People live longer who have strong communities. They actually live longer. And this is where you're going to have that tribe that is behind you. And I know 100% of the people that I know that go to WPPI come home with either better friends than they were before they went, or brand new friends that are going to be friends for life. So, and the parties, sometimes that's where it happens. So you don't want to miss the parties. All right. Well, thank you so much, you two. I will see you in 6 weeks. I think we're getting really close. I want to give away the full conference passes for those of you who entered. Thank you so much. So we've got 3 full conference passes to give away right now. We have Wayne Morrison, Autumn Natoro, and Dirk Myers. Congratulations. You won a full conference pass. No excuses now. I'll see you at the Mirage. And then for the full platinum pass, we have Debbie Heaton. Congratulations, Debbie. We will see you at that private party. Come and say hi to me, please, so that I get to know who I was able to give these passes to. I mean that. I actually want to meet you. Thank you so much for entering, and thank you so much for being here. So to get your pass, email info@wppievents.com to claim. And I just want to give one more reminder of the rundown of pricing and registration. I know we have made it a little bit, it's kind of complicated, so I'm going to simplify for you really quick. So the show floor pass is normally $49. We're giving this away for free right now with the code WPPI Expo 24. That is just for being here. It's 24 hours that you get that free pass. Unbelievable. There are 80 plus industry vendors on the floor. We will have a WPPI stage where we will be giving bite-sized education. There are going to be shooting bay aisles, which is your opportunity for free to build your portfolio. So a shooting bay is a setup with a model, lighting, everything done for you. You bring your camera, you're actually able to work with those models who are professional. You're able to work with another photographer who's going to help guide you. It's invaluable. Get that for free. And then, as we mentioned today, and I'm sorry that I said that you had to pay. The reason I said that you had to pay was because I can't believe that we're giving this away for the show pass because it's such high value. You get access to the Icon Awards, live judging, as well as the award ceremony and wrap party. This is like the Oscars. People get super dressed up. It's really fun. It is a night to remember, and you get access to that. We're giving it to you for free today. So you really don't have any excuses. And flying to Vegas is usually very economical, by the way, if you aren't a Vegas resident. That's why we have the conference there. So the next tier is the full conference pass, which is normally $199. You can have it today for $99 using today's promo code. This is for 24 hours. In addition to all of the things that I just mentioned that you're going to get on the show floor, you get the full 4-day conference access. So this means that you can see any of the seminar speakers that you want. Some of them are at the same time, but you get to craft your ideal schedule. We have over 66 seminar speakers. So whatever genre you're photographing, they're there. But also, if there's something that you have been interested in that you want to learn more about, if you're thinking of dabbling in weddings and you don't yet, maybe a different lighting setup, anything that you can think of is there. We got business, marketing, pricing, you name it. There's a seminar on it. So you can craft your perfect schedule. There are daily special events for full conference passes, of course, 4 epic parties. And remember, I told you about those after hours clubs that you can go into with your WPPI badge. It's really fun too, because you're like at the club and you see your friends with their conference badge and you're like, I'm cool, you're cool, we're here at WPPI. It's super fun. And then this year we're introducing the 3rd tier, which is that platinum pass. This includes everything I just talked about, of course, that exclusive cocktail party with speakers, exclusive access for that one-on-one mentor session. You get exclusive access for image critiques. Melissa put it perfectly. She explained how valuable seeing other images get critiqued are, but it's also so valuable to get your own images critiqued. And this is a really safe space to do it. It's not in front of a big judging ceremony, so you can, or a big judging community, so you can, have your work critiqued. You will 100% gain so much value from that. And then there are exclusive special entrances for those with platinum passes for the parties. So if you've never been to WPPI, the party line is like, it's as if there's, we're going to a massive concert, like the lineup is around the corner. And that makes me excited. I love it that happens. But now you'll have a special entrance for you if you have a platinum pass. Plus, we have fast passes to select seminars. So every year, probably these two, if they get up and speak, their seminars are going to be, you know, off the charts, people standing room only. So we have fast passes for a lot of the big name speakers. If you have a platinum pass, you get in and you get to have that seat that you want, because they do fill up. Some of the seminars do fill up. So that's another amazing value. Okay, so those are the 3 tiers for WPPI. Now I'm going to bring in the final part. Just like Jerry said, if you want to like craft the most amazing week of your life, you would buy this one. It's the Portrait Master Pass. It's $7.99. Now, just to give you some context, the Portrait Master Conference used to cost just under $2,000. So this is incredible, like a major discount, but you're getting not just the Portrait Master Conference, you're getting all of the benefits of WPPI as well, plus this exclusive 2-day Portrait Master Conference. And I know a lot of you who are here in the community are Portrait Master members, and that community is one of the tightest I've ever met. It's pretty amazing. So there are going to be 6 exclusive Portrait Master main stage presentations. We are going, and Sue Bryce will be one of them. So if any of you are wondering, yes, Sue will be speaking. There are 15, maybe more, expertly curated Portrait Master shooting bays, which is pretty amazing. Oh, Justin, the Portrait Master Pass is actually only $5.99 right now. We are just giving everything away today, everybody. So that is ridiculous. That's so valuable. I'm telling you, it used to be $2,000 or $1,800, I think, dollars. So that's way cheaper. So you're gonna get the Portrait Master shooting bays, which is really what the Portrait Masters is known for. Their conference has these impeccable bays with these amazing models where you can just go and try out the lighting, practice with models, and build your portfolio if you are a portrait photographer. There are 2 nights of exclusive Portrait Master parties and so much more. Whew, so many things that you can do. Now, don't forget, on top of all of that, there's 1 day in between Portrait Masters and WPPI where you can pick your summit, lighting, wedding, or Spanish language. That's just $149, where that full day will be a really in-depth education on either lighting, wedding, or in the Spanish language. You don't want to miss it. And then you can add on top of all of this, the cherry on top is going to be your particular photo walks that are going to work best for you. We have over 60, I think. Maybe I'm something like that, maybe over 80 actually. Sorry, I've got so many numbers swimming in my head of photo walks. They're selling out. We do have some that are already sold out, and then about half are half sold out. So you really definitely want to get in there and pick your photo walks. The photo walks happen during the main conference, different times, different days. And so they're about 90 minutes long, I believe. So maybe 2 hours, 90 minutes. You're able to go in and have that small, more intimate learning experience with your favorite educators. Whew, that was a lot. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you so much, live viewers. I hope that you will take advantage of our promotions. They are only available for the next 24 hours. Full full conference pass using the code WPPI FCF99. You get the full conference pass for just $99, or the show floor pass for free using the code WPPI Expo 24. Thank you so much for being here today. I know that we give you a very giant amount of information. That's why we're here every week, so that we can just really bring the point home that this is an incredible value. It's going to change your life and business. I, for one, cannot wait for these awards. Jerry and Melissa got me so excited about attending all of that. And I will see you again on a WPPI Live at Wednesday, always at noon. Bring your friends. Thanks so much for being here.